Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another excellent episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. He is the tranquil dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for the chief burrito. He asks for a chief burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching. Where's he going next? Nobody knows. Three continents down, three more to go. The worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us tonight. You see, we actually have a special guest with us who is not only a drink enthusiast, but she has also wrestled several, opponents, the likes of current OVW Women's Champion Shalance Royal, and current, I believe she's current NWA Women's Tag Team Champion Ella Envy. Everybody, welcome to the show, Kaitlyn Marie.
Guys,
Woo!
that was I feel like there was a lot more effort put into your introductions than mine. So I'm not sure who's in charge of that, but I would recommend firing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
is that
But
be you heard? So hey, you guys told me to say it. I was just following orders. But how you doing today, Kaitlyn?
I mean, I was doing well into that poor introductions, but thankfully for you guys, I brought some wine along, so I'll be fine in a couple minutes and forgive you for all of that.
Awesome. Okay. So I gotta say, thank you for taking time out of your, busy schedule to be on our show. We really and truly do appreciate it. And it's an honor to have you on here. And we've seen your matches, and they are definitely exciting. You got the win over Shalance Royale last year, and you've had a couple of big challenges as well too. But before we get into that, I always ask pretty much like 99% of our guests, how did you become a fan of professional wrestling? What was the match or the event that made you tune in, for the next, pretty much for the next next couple of years or decades or so on?
Yeah. So mine wasn't necessarily a match or a time. It was definitely a person, specifically Trish Stratus. I was a child scrolling through TV and I saw her pop up on my screen and thought she was just like everything I ever wanted to be in life. And then I started watching her, and then I started watching wrestling, and then I fell in love with it.
Awesome. That's cool. That's definitely cool. That was a great time to watch wrestling as well too.
Hmm.
Uh, and so on. I actually already have a fan here that's apparently um
Ah, Benny.
oh, that's your guy?
Benny is absolutely my guy. I'm in a
Oh,
group called Zenith, and Benny is in that, and he is the most perfect person ever. So I love you, Benny.
oh, okay, man. I
Mm.
was about to go heel. Rob, I do my little sporadic heel turn sometimes, and I become quasi Dwayne Johnson, quasi The Rock, and I choose somebody else. Benny, if you're her guy, then you can say what you want, my friend. Um, I'm just kidding. I'm not. You're good. But
Right.
yeah, that's awesome. So growing up, did you ever get to meet any of the people that you actually grew up watching, cheering for, or was it only through like TV and going to the shows and so on?
So I didn't really go much when I was growing up. I was the only person in my family who watched it. My brothers didn't watch it. So I was kind of that oddball who enjoyed it. My parents, I think, took me to a show once or twice, but I was much younger and don't really remember them. So it was more just interacting with it on TV. And then when I went off to college and whatnot, I kind of stopped watching it for a little while. And honestly didn't even start kind of watching it again until I decided to start doing it. But it definitely was a good part of my childhood and most of my teenage years growing up for sure.
That's cool, and kudos to doing the college thing. I'm.
Master's degree, put emphasis on I have a master's. I'm smarter than everyone else.
You see now, if you had told us that, well, Powers that be. Steve, matter of fact, Steve, why did you not tell us she actually had a master's degree? Come on, man.
No research done for
Jeez.
this.
Who do- Rob, you hired that guy. You know that, right? That's your boy. Jeez. Now you got me looking up. Anyways, my kudos on getting that
Thank
master's
you.
degree.
Thank
I know it
you.
was, um, it wasn't easy. A lot of sleepless nights, and but kudos to you on making that happen as
Oh,
well
thank you.
too. I always applaud anybody that actually went to college and did the thing and passed, and now they're certified in their major. So now that you're a fan and you got interest in it again, how did your journey go from Kaitlyn Marie wrestling fan to now Kaitlyn Marie professional wrestler with numerous victories over some of professional
Yeah.
wrestling's recognizable names?
Yeah. Honestly, it was I went through my midlife crisis when I was in grad school and realized, I was always someone to preach to everybody else to do what they always wanted to do. Don't let people hold you back. Be that woman. And then I realized the thing I always wanted to do was to wrestle, and I had never did it because when I started wrestling, I was a much bigger girl, and you didn't see big girls wrestling. And growing up, there was never big girls on TV that I saw. So I definitely waited probably longer than I should have to start wrestling because of that. But I realized it was now or never. And if I was something I wanted to do, I'd rather try and like at least say I gave it a try. And if I ended up being awful, can say I did it. But honestly, obviously, as we all know, I'm not awful. I'm really good. And that's kind of how I'm here now.
Uh-oh, I think he's having a little technical difficulties though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. That better be what that was.
So for some reason, my screen is frozen. I'm seeing a frozen screen of myself. So if y'all see me, y'all probably see me moving, but I'm
Now I
seeing
just
my.
see a black screen.
Why is there a black screen here? Oh,
Sure.
geez.
Come on.
Okay, I guess I gotta fix that. Give me 1 second.
Oh, that's all good. We're on. We're live. We're live. We're live. So you were talking about now. I was watching some of your promos and stuff, and the one had me. I was like, yes, I popped loud.
There we
Oh
go.
no, here we go. Never mind. Here we go. Back to you, Remy.
So, um, yeah. So I just gotta say, that's great that you actually followed your dream, and you decided to what I call this is just an um unofficial term that I call it when a fan becomes a wrestler. But you pretty much jumped over the guardrail and decided to show what you can do in that ring. I promise I'm gonna find a better term for that because I don't want.
And we lost him again.
I don't know. It's live. You know what I mean? Those things happen. You know, we just gotta
Yeah,
keep going. You know what I mean? It's improv. You know, hey, like sometimes that happens in the ring. You know, and you just got improv. You know, go do your
exactly.
thing. I know. Sometimes, because I ref sometimes for 1CW and all, and yeah, that happens. You know, a few times you gotta be like, oh,
Yeah.
let's go. Things mess up. Here we go. Yeah. Now, like I was saying, there's I was watching some of your promos, and the one had me dying. I popped loud for it. You were talking. You said you were quote dog walking. I forget what the
Absolutely.
word you use. Garden utensils or whatever. Your opponents or whatever down in the southeast and stuff.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
So oh yeah, your promos they were fire. I was like, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get into the mindset? Do you have your special concoction, your drink, going over there? Like, yeah, we about to get
Mhm.
do something now.
Yeah, and honestly, I enjoy trash talking my opponents because I think it really exposes that a lot of girls who wrestle these days don't even take the time to even promote themselves or their brand online, which is so embarrassing. So any opportunity I get to embarrass them, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy doing that.
That's right. That's right. Oh,
Awesome.
you good, Remy?
Yeah. I might have to shift places because it seems like this might be a dead zone here. But I
Uh-oh.
apologize for that once again to our viewers and listeners. So yeah, I was saying jumping the guardrail. I'll try to find a better term for that. We've had a few people that have actually been on our show that were part of our other segment, our fan segment. 15 minutes of fandom, and they ended up um, getting into the business. Rob, if you could help me with that, you're pretty much a genius yourself, man. If you could help me find a cool term for that, then by all means, please help a brother out. But yeah. So Kaitlyn, so your journey to becoming a professional wrestler, what was the training school that you went to, and what was it like training there?
Absolutely. I trained at High Spots in Charlotte, North Carolina with George South,
Okay.
um, the best man ever. And honestly, I mean, it was a great environment. We had trainers like Jake Manning, Caleb Conley, Zane Riley, Caprice Coleman, James Drake. And I'm sure I'm missing someone just off the top of my head, but it was
Cedric
definitely,
Alexander.
say that again.
Cedric Alexander.
I wasn't there when he was there, but he was a trainer there before my time. He was
Okay.
there as well. So definitely a lot of like great talent. And it definitely again was a lot more difficult for me when I started because believe it or not, I'm not very athletic. For example, the term jumping the guardrail, I'm more of a Humpty Dumpty over the guardrail kind of gal myself. Jumping is not my thing. So it definitely was a took took some time, a little bit longer than probably for others to really get into the to the swing of things, but had some decent people there leading me along the way.
Okay. Honestly speaking, in terms of the jumping thing, you could probably do better than me. I'm almost 40 with a bad knee. If
Mm.
anybody could probably jump, you and Rob could probably jump stuff and leave me
Oh, I don't doubt
on a
that.
lower level. So trust me,
Hmm.
No,
you're
they,
doing
they
better
they
than me.
laugh at me in training when I try to jump over the rope. No, they laugh at me. I'm the old man out there. They want grandpa trying to do that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But so yeah, high spots. I've heard a lot of great things about them. Actually, one I'm pretty sure you ran into her before, or you probably will run into her soon. But a woman by the name of Savannah Evans actually trained there too as
Oh
well.
yeah, I know Savannah. We have our history.
Yeah, and now she's doing great things over in Impact Wrestling. So
Mhm.
yeah, high spots. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've actually met George South once, very briefly. It was like 11 years ago. It's
The
really
honor was all yours for sure.
yeah. And the funny thing is,
Yeah.
before that, I knew of him like 20 years before that when I used to watch WCW in the morning. I remember seeing him. He'd make appearances for there as well too. So it was really like kind of surprising to actually see this man that I grew up watching right there in front of me. It was
Hmm.
pretty awesome. So you've gotten to battle a few notable opponents. Um, you had Shalance Royal, you had Ella Envy, two notable names in the indie circuit. Shalance, of course, is now OVW Women's Champion. What was it like stepping in the ring, going one on one with those women? Were you nervous, or were you like, something? I got this. I've had great training from high spots. They don't know. I don't think they're ready. Or was it a mixture of both?
Honestly, I don't get nervous. I like to say I'm very confident, and I think there's a huge difference between being confident and cocky. Cocky is when you talk your talk but can't back it up. Confident is when you can talk it and walk it. And if you've watched any of my matches, you see I am not someone you should ever overlook. And I respect any woman who steps in the ring with me. What we do is not easy. And I'll give you kudos to any woman when it's necessary. But I'm also, when you step in that ring with me, I'm not there to be your friend. I'm there to embarrass you. I'm there to make a name for myself. And if you're someone who was brave enough to step in there, then you kind of just have to deal with the consequences of that. Wrestling people like Shalance, I again have much respect for her. She's someone out there, pushing the boundaries of women's wrestling, getting the name out there, advancing women's wrestling. But comparatively, I'm Kaitlyn Marie. There's no one bigger, there's no one better. I'm the top tier. It's just about time people are just starting to realize that. Much later than they should, but nonetheless, they're starting to realize that.
That's cool. That's cool. And you've also battled Ella Envy, and you went from being an adversary of hers to now actually teaming up um, with her at times. And how was that teaming up with one half of the NWA Women's Champion?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things when you see talented people, you want to keep those people in your friend group. And though now we're two different people doing two different things, it's great that she's out there getting success, tagging with Kenzie, who's amazing as well. So, everybody, any opportunity that advances women, getting more opportunities and advancing the sport, good for them. And any opportunity is making more opportunities for other people. So, wish them nothing but luck.
Yeah. So onwards, so that was a year ago, 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Now we're gonna talk about the future, the now and the future. And
Exactly.
March 11th, Capital
Hmm.
Championship Wrestling
Let's talk
Battle of the
about it.
Worlds. We have you'll be making your debut. I don't think Houston, Delaware is ready for it. Rob, are you sure you're ready for it? Rob is shaking his head no, but it's gonna be you and a fellow wrestler who's debuting for CCW by the name of Sammy Chaos, who's actually uh, based over here in New York. Y'all will be going up against actually a tag team that defeated defeated your teammate and her tag team partner, Ella Envy, but they got the belts back. They got the belts back. You'll be going up. You two will be going up against the Renegade Twins, Robin and Charlotte Renegade. Tell us what is going through your mind right now.
Yeah, honestly, I feel almost bad for the Renegade Twins. I'm not as familiar with Chaos, and she looks intimidating. She looks like if I had to pick a partner out of what was on the show, that's who I'd pick. But at the end of the day, even if I didn't have her in my corner, it could literally be a blanket as my tag team partner. I would still, as I've previously stated, dog walk those broads because first of all, they're maybe 100 pounds each. I can bench press that easy. And also, they're so used to wrestling girls that are just so similar to them. They've never experienced someone like me. I'm powerful, but I'm also smart. I'm fast. I'm agile. I'm literally, if you tried to put together the perfect wrestler, it would be me. So, again, like I said before, I respect them. I give them kudos where it's due. They're out there killing it. They're making a name for themselves. They're, breaking down the door and, making their name in the business. But this Saturday, it's my opportunity to break down that door and use them to make my name in this business. So I feel bad for them, but it's nothing personal. It's business, and I'm definitely going to be leaving that show a winner.
Wow, that's definitely a lot of confidence. Rob, I'm actually
Mhm.
jealous of you because you'll actually be seeing the action front and center. I unfortunately won't be in Houston at the time, but I'll definitely be checking it out on Title Match. So, if I may ask, I know you're not gonna give any spoilers right now because come on, I mean you and
You
Sam,
don't
y'all
deserve it. Hmm.
true, y'all are y'all you and Sam, y'all got your own little game plan going on. But if you could give Sammy, is there any advice, a little advice you could give Sammy Chaos in terms of tag teaming with you? What would it be?
I mean, the obvious advice I'd give is to listen to me. I, again, am the smartest person in this match with a master's degree, so I know what I'm talking about. And obviously, I want to win. So anything I'm doing is for my best interest, but in turn would be her best interest if we're tagging. So realistically, if she just listens to what I say, there should be no reason we lose this match.
Awesome. Okay. So we'll definitely be looking forward to seeing this new tag team go up against the Renegade Twins. And I just say if I would say, I mean, I'm not one of the powers that be at CCW, but if I were, if y'all put off that victory, I would definitely give y'all a tag team title shot, down the line
If
somewhere.
did you wait? Oh, did you say if we pull off the victory?
Oh,
Did we not just say you mean when we pull off the victory? You see, I'm really feeling like you guys are trying me today, and I'm trying to
no, 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 no.
I'm trying to
Never
be
that.
nice, but you guys are pushing my boundaries for sure.
honestly, Caitlin, I want to go back to North Carolina without having to look over my shoulder. So
Hmm.
I'll when just don't hunt me down, please.
We'll see.
So my last two questions. Um, so in regards to your every when Cody Rhodes first left WWE, he had a list of people he wanted
Hmm.
to wrestle. And subsequently, other wrestlers started doing the same thing too, as well as people he wanted to wrestle on the indies or all over the world and so on. So, who are the top five people
Oh,
that
five.
Kaitlyn
Oh my God.
Marie wants to go toe to toe with?
Yeah, that's rough. That's tough. So I'm a big component of intergender wrestling. So mine are going to be kind of all over the place.
Okay.
But just stay with me. Stay with me. I'm also going to write them down so I make sure I actually list five because if not, I probably can go all day of people I want to beat. Number one on my list has been and always will be John Davis. I don't know how familiar you guys are with him, but I
Park
would
City
love to
Fight
beat him
Club.
up. Would love to beat him up. Two, Maxi Impaler any day of the week. I think that would be a fun match. Definitely a strong component or opponent, excuse me. But I go to the gym once a week, so I feel very confident in my abilities. Another one would definitely be Calvin Tankman. Honestly, I just like fighting giants. So he's definitely on my list, and he's incredible for sure to watch. So I think we'd have a really, really good time. Another name I can think of off the top of my head would be Andrew Everett, another giant standing at 7'4". But giants are meant to be slayed. So I have the time to do it myself. And then last but not least, I would love to wrestle Trisha Dora. She is amazing. She is powerful. When she's in there with a man, there's no like, oh, that's a woman versus a man. That's just two wrestlers. So she's definitely someone I'd also love to get in there and wrestle with.
Cool, cool, awesome. Well, I definitely hope you get a chance to wrestle all those men and women. That's a very impressive list. Calvin Tankman. Woo, I saw him chop somebody one time, and I felt it all the way over here in New York, and that was over in I think the Midwest that he
I
had that
love
match.
it.
That was something else. Trisha Dora is definitely going to be a great match too. One of the hardest working
Absolutely.
women, aside from yourself in in indie wrestling as
Yeah.
well too. That's definitely going to be pretty much a classic right there as well too. So my last question. Normally this is the part where I ask, what are your favorite songs that get you into gym mode and whatnot. But I saw that apparently you're a gym despiser. Now
Absolutely.
I have many ways of why I think you may be a gym despiser. Um, I don't know if we're thinking on the same wavelength because there's certain things I despise about the gym. But if you could you explain to that like, to us like what you mean by gym despiser?
Absolutely. So people may not know this. When I started wrestling, I was significantly heavier. I've lost probably about 100 pounds in the last year and a half. And people always tell you the longer you work out, the more you'll love it. One day you'll go and just be like, this is just your routine, it's your new normal. I'm here to tell you those people are absolute liars. The gym never gets better. The working out part sucks. The sweating part is awful. The having to be around other people, I also despise that. And in generally, just having to actually make the effort to be in any form of shape, um, just not my favorite. So yeah, it's a place I try not to frequent too often. But unfortunately, with this line of work, it's somewhere I have to go every once in a while. But if you're not a wrestler, don't even worry about it. Just go eat cake and be happy. It's not worth it.
Oh, okay. Me, I'm a bit of a gym despiser myself, but the thing is, when I go to the gym, I don't like people that always gotta, you know, do like the whole drama thing in the gym. Like when they lift weights, they gotta go, and then they slam the weights down, and
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
me. So now you're talking about me.
oh, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Yeah. You see, there's people who try to actually increase their weights, and sometimes it gets a little heavy, and sometimes you make a little grunt to get there. Okay. So maybe that means you're not working hard enough if you aren't doing those things. Just saying, look in the mirror, maybe.
Yeah, I never really. I don't know. I when I do weights, I normally to each their own, but I never really like was one to make noise. But I don't know. I guess
Mhm.
it's. I guess maybe I'm not doing it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not doing it like frequently enough. I don't know. I
Mhm.
gotta check and see. I gotta look back at that. But I know Rob has a couple of questions for you because Rob is definitely gonna be seeing CCW live and in person because he's a referee for their sister promotion 1CW. I know he has a couple of questions for you as well. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, man. So what's going on? How's your day been today? Anything
I
crazy happen?
no, just out here excelling and being better than everyone else.
That's right. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you wake up in the morning, you just breathe excellence. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you piss excellence. Yep,
That's right. Yeah, I didn't
absolutely.
want to get too, a little too vulgar. You know what I mean? So
No,
just
no.
I'm from the South. My mom, sometimes, she might be watching. She'll, yell at me and stuff for saying something like that. I'm like,
Hello,
okay,
Rob's
I'm sorry.
mother. Nice to meet you.
There you go. Ma Dukes, yeah. Ma Dukes, yeah, she'll be at the show also. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So, yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She's never one to boo and cheer her favorites. That she'll even boo her own son. She'll be like, "This rest sucks. Get him out of here." You're like, "Oh man." So you were talking about Trish Stratus being like one of your favorites and inspirations and all,
Mhm.
and she is one of my favorites too. Just how great is Trish Stratus? Like we could just talk
She
about her. Just
is literally on my wall, like right there. That's Trish. Oh,
oh,
we're
uh
down. We're back. Trish right
there we
there.
go.
She
Oh,
lives on that
nice.
wall.
So you
Just
got
in
the
case
meter and
she's watching us.
so you got the meter and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I actually met her a few years ago at a WrestleCon, I believe it was. I believe it was in New York, and I got to meet her and Lita at the same time. And it was one of those moments when you're in it, you don't realize like what's happening because I'm always like very calm, cool, and collective. But even like the best in the world still fangirls about certain people. And they're definitely, even though Trish was one who caught my eye originally, Lita's obviously right up there with Trish
Yeah.
Stratus. So getting to meet those people. Now, one of them's half of a tag team champion on, WWE now. So it's wild to see, but awesome as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Trish is always she's always number one for me. Like I've seen where she's been like at Comic Cons or Fan Fest or whatever. I'm like,
Hmm.
I want to go there, but I think I would just like get an autographed picture because you can't disappoint a picture. I'm afraid to
Yeah.
meet her in person, because she's what like you said, she's one of those few people. Usually I'll just be like, oh hey, what's going on? Yeah, her. I'll be like I'll do like a Wayne's World thing, like we're not worthy, we're not, just
Absolutely.
oh.
Absolutely.
So I was doing a little research and stuff, and I found something
Thank
cool out.
God.
You have your own trading cards or whatever. You know what I mean?
I
How
sure
did that
do.
come about and stuff? You know what I mean? And are you going to bring some Saturday?
Well, I always keep those things on me at all
Ooh,
times.
okay.
I had and I wish I had it off the top of my head, and I'm sure I'll eventually come to me, but I had a company reach out to me that actually does a trading card wrestling game. And
Mm,
there's a lot of indie wrestlers who have their own trading card and they all have their own, power points and all those things. And they do packs of them. So I, again, blanking on the name, but when you buy one on Saturday, it'll be on the card and then you can find them that way. And if
there you
not,
go.
you can also order it off my online store. Problem solved.
There you go. Hey, yeah, hey, if you play that wrestling game or whatever, yours is one you definitely need or whatever. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
trump card. It's like the ace of ace.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Ace of Spades. You know what I mean? If you play
Hmm.
Spades, that's the big Joker right there. You know what I mean?
There you
You got
go.
Big Joker, Little Joker. All that good stuff. Yeah. So, you're going to be at CCW and stuff. I mean, is
Hmm.
that the farthest you've traveled so far in wrestling? Have you've just been pretty
Hmm.
much southeast? Kind of kicking butt down there, taking names. So now you're
Hmm.
moving, your rampage and butt kicking up north
Hmm.
a little more.
Yeah, I think that probably I guess the furthest out I've probably gone is I've done a show in Ohio. I do a convention. I do FSCW, which is a cosplay wrestling promotion that's so amazing. If you've not looked it up, it's some of the best things you'll look online ever at. And we do a bunch of conventions and ones in Ohio. So I've been there recently, but for the most part, a lot of my shows have been in the South, where I've just been dominating in like North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, just trying to get everywhere though. So if you're a promoter looking for talent, you don't need to look anymore. I'm right here. Book me against everybody, champions preferably, but I'll take what I can get.
There you go. There you go. Now at those cosplay places, are you into the cosplay? Do you dress up also, or are you just
Uh,
like I have no attention for detail or design, like an eye for design or anything. So I'm impressed by like what everyone does. I'm just like wow. You know what I mean? Like
mhm. Yeah, I mean, I obviously cosplay as the most dominant woman in history, and that's Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. I'm probably the best cosplayer to ever do it, but I also get to cosplay with a bunch of other great talent like Diamante, Kiera Hogan, Leva Bates, Kylan King. Um, uh, Trying to remember everybody else's name. There's so many people back there. Dynamite Dee Dee, Rocky Radley. There's so many great girls that I get to wrestle with down there when I do those events, along with with the gentlemen as well. But the ladies are really where we where the talent is on these shows. So people like Chris Statlander and Zoe Sky, and it's just a bunch of great people who come out and do that. And those shows are always a good time for sure. But don't get it wrong though. I'm just as dominant as Miss Trunchbull as I am as Kaitlyn Marie. So don't ever anybody get that confused. She's still
that's
out
right.
there to dog walk broads always.
That's right. Always got the leash on you. Yeah,
Always.
you taking them. Yeah, that's right. Now, I also got to see that you bedazzled a crowbar. Now,
Sure
what
did.
gave you the idea to do that, and who was the unfortunate soul that you got to use that on or whatever?
Yeah. Again, another thing I just keep on me. It's the actual crowbar I keep in my car. So whether I'm fixing something or beating someone up, I use the same crowbar. I think a lot of tools these days just aren't pretty enough for certain people. I don't think because it's a tool it has to be ugly. So I took it upon myself, why not bedazzle your weapons? Again, when you're out there, you're always a brand. And if you go out there with cheap, dirty looking crowbars to wrestle people, then you're going to look cheap and dirty. And I think I want to say I bedazzled that bad boy back. I believe it was HVW was the promotion. I think I was wrestling Sadie Lee Moss, if you're familiar with her. I want to say it was her. I could be confusing it. I'm sure I beat her too, but I want to say it was in a match with her for sure. But yeah, I still have that in my trunk to this day. So always ready. Always.
That is awesome. Yeah, yeah, I've never seen that before. I was like, you bedazzled a crowbar. I was like, that is awesome. I
Mhm.
was popping and stuff. I was like, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. So now, yeah, I think my sister might still have a bedazzler or something from when she was younger. I have to take like a hammer and screwdriver or something
Absolutely.
over there and be like, yeah, you gotta hook it up. So when I go help dad out, fixing the porch or doing something or whatever, and be like, hey, here you go, pop.
He'll be so
All
jealous
right.
for sure.
Be like, that's right.
Hmm.
Hey, yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, while we're sitting here talking and stuff, I was doing, I got to see, you got a little drinky poo going on and stuff, you know what I mean? So I do
Always.
got to ask, what's a drinking connoisseur like yourself? What are your favorite kind of drinks to drink? And what's your go-to? Like you're at home just hanging out, chilling or
Hmm.
whatever. What's your go-to? Are you wine,
Absolutely.
beer, hard
Mm-hmm.
liquor? Mixed drink?
Yeah. So I'm definitely not an alcoholic. So hard liquor is not my go-to drink. I like to preserve my liver for as long as possible. I honestly try to avoid liquor, just hard liquor as much as possible. Um, it just hurts. It hurts when you drink it. It burns everything. And I my body's a temple, and I like to respect her in such a way. So typically, if I'm drinking, if it's a weekday, typically a glass of wine at night, maybe some crackers and cheese if I'm feeling real fancy. But the weekends are definitely for beer. All the beer, honestly, the cheaper, the more low quality the beer, the better, because they do the job and they usually have less calories. And that's as a body guy like I am now, you got to be conscious of that every once in a while.
Yeah, you just gave me flashbacks when I was younger. You said, yeah, the cheaper the better. I was Steel
Oh yeah.
Reserves, Hurricane. I'm just like, oh, yeah, I taste it. I can taste it.
Mhm.
Just bringing back old
Yeah.
memories. I'm like, yep, here we go.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I mean, yeah, I'm not a drinker anymore or whatever. It's been like 10, 11, 12 years or something. Well, no, I did take a shot last year or whatever, because I was going
So
on
now
plane
you're
and I
a
was so
liar.
nervous.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And before I forgot all about yeah, but I took that and yeah, and I was like, whoo, yeah. So before then, it's it's been a while. So I got to try and stay updated. Like I'm trying to learn about that. What's it, White Claw? People still drink that.
Mm, I don't do seltzers.
Oh yeah, it's one of those things. Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay, I got you. I got you. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Now I also got to see, you taking hiking trips and stuff.
Absolutely.
Now when you're taking hiking trips, is it always like a beautiful sight? I mean, have you come across any crazy wildlife out there? Because I'm always, on the lookout for like a Bigfoot or something wild like that.
Yeah, no, like the when I'm hiking, the visuals are usually beautiful. I like to pick somewhat cold days. I don't like to get too hot.
Mhm.
I myself, as a visual after a hike, may not be as pretty. I have rosacea, so I get very red. Again, sweating, I hate that.
Mhm.
And inclines, when going up, you think is awful, and you're really excited about going down, and then you remember that going down's harder because you have to slow yourself down from not just stumbling. So again, something I do to punish myself and to remind myself that I'm still alive. But if there were escalators on mountains, I definitely would prefer that if possible.
That's right. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Like I wouldn't go to the gym. I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna hike. That'll be my
No,
exercise. What I mean? I got three
yeah,
beagles. I'll take them walking with me. I'll tire them
yeah.
out. They'll be good to go.
I like
But
to
like you
play.
said,
I like disc golf. Disc golf outside, I can do all day.
disc golf. What's
Just
that? Is that
hiking.
like the
Do you
frisbee
know what
golf
disc golf
type
is?
deal?
Frisbee. Oh my
No.
God. Disc golf is a complete experience. If you've never done it, it's a very cheap sport. Go buy you a couple discs at a pre-used store, and you just follow a trail and you throw these frisbees into a little bowl there, and then you prove once again you're not only a good wrestler but you're a good disc golf player. So if anybody wants to challenge me, I'm accepting challengers at this current moment.
Oh my bad. I just had some technical difficulties. My internet was kind of
Man,
acting up.
everybody is having technical difficulties tonight,
I
but
know.
me, the guest. How
I
wild!
know. I know. I got to fire my internet company or something. I need to call up
Uh,
Xfinity or whatever. These people,
yeah.
they're doing some shoddy craftsmanship out here. You know what I mean? Just because I live out here with the Amish and I look outside, see their outhouse, their bathroom and stuff. It doesn't mean I shouldn't have good service. Sheesh. So now, I do gotta ask, are there any new movies or TV shows you're into right now? Because I'm always
Mm,
trying to find new stuff to watch. I'll watch the same things over and over again, like comfort shows, like clean the house,
mm.
doing whatever. I'll just throw whatever on it.
Yeah, I don't watch as many shows these days. I just have such a busy schedule. Committing to something that has more than a season's nearly impossible. But I'm a huge horror movie buff. I love finding the worst rated movies on all streaming sites and watching them. The worse, the better. Honestly, I've learned, and then I also, if you, I'll even let you guys in on a little something. I have like little figurines I collect from horror movies that I just keep on
Nice.
my office. So love a good horror movie. So
Oh, see, yeah, yeah, you and I are on the same wavelength on that because I will do the same thing. I'll go on Tubi, I'm like, yeah, yeah. What's like the lowest? Okay, this one looks real good. I'm like, oh, I'll have a blast just
mhm.
watching it. Oh,
Yeah, the worse the better. They become comedies at that point. But if you're ever looking for a good one, and don't ever at me if you watch this, I've warned you before. It's hard to watch, but it's also one of those very inappropriate horror movies that you're also curious on how it ever got funding to ever become a movie. The Greasy Strangler on Amazon Prime. Thank me
mm,
later, and also I'm sorry. That's all I will
okay,
say. If you're ever looking for an
Greasy
awful movie,
Strangler.
it sounds as stupid as it's as stupid as it sounds, but it's a movie to experience. Very inappropriate though. So if you're under 21, do not watch that movie. I don't want
There
your
you go.
parents tagging me in something later, complaining because they
You,
failed you.
you
Oh
just
yeah, yeah.
you just made Rob Base's night because he likes some of
Mhm.
the craziest, freakiest stuff. The guy fell in love with Alexa Bliss when she went to WrestleMania, had the black stuff pouring down on her. She came out of the
Hmm.
box. I
It's
don't
a
know what his
vibe.
thing is, but
It's a
yeah.
vibe.
Rob, I still got love for you, man. That's kind of weird, borderline sick, but
Hey,
I still got love.
That's
Don't
like the
shame him. Don't
yeah,
shame him. Everybody's allowed their own
yeah,
things. We don't shame
yeah.
around here. Cut it
Yeah,
out.
that's like because that's like the opposite of me. I'm
Bullying.
all happy and sunshine, lollipop, all that good stuff. And then you get the darkness over there. Hey, I gotta check out the darkness.
Absolutely.
So with the horror movies, who's your favorite slasher? You got like
Mm.
Jason, you got Michael, you got Freddy. You can throw Chucky and
Yeah.
stuff in there.
Mm.
Who's your go-to? Like something like I'll just throw it on, just as soon as.
Honestly, more because they give me just that good amount of like haha versus honestly, I'd say it's a tie because I feel like they're both comedians in their own rights, but also murderers. I go back and forth between Freddy Krueger and Ghostface.
Mm,
They both give me a very different vibes, but both accomplish the goal.
mm.
So honestly, probably one of the two of them, but they have a little humor to them, and sometimes their murders you're like, oh haha, oh wait, they murdered someone, that's awful, but like that was a funny one. That's funny how they got him there. But I'm not
Yeah.
also promoting murdering people, so if anybody's
Yes.
watching
Yes.
that, don't blame me for telling your kid murdering is a thing. Be a
Yeah.
better
No. No.
parent.
We're talking in the context of horror movies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen like what was the first Friday or the first Nightmare on Elm Street where Freddy, he's running down chasing somebody, his arms, get all
Oh
stretched long.
yeah.
He's like, ah, this like, ah, and
Yeah.
then his face comes off and all. Like, ah, he's like, ugh. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, Freddy's cool. My guy's Jason and all, but yeah, you can't argue with Freddy and anybody,
I just feel like you can't be scared of someone you could take in a fist fight. Like I feel like I could take Jason worst comes to worst.
There
I
you
feel
go.
like I can't fist fight someone in my dreams. I feel
Yeah,
like even if I did, there's not that fear there. I mean, like there's nothing I like. Even if I win the fight, do I really win? Because I'm dreaming, and then you got me again.
yeah,
Where Jason, I feel like he just needs to get on Tinder and just find a good woman, and get over his like mother complex, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
there you go. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That helps a lot of people out. Do that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
and nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
So
Move
before
on.
yeah. So before I pass it on back to Remy, I do gotta ask, traveling everywhere and stuff, going to these shows, kicking butt, taking names, dog walking your opponents, men and women, doesn't
Amen.
matter for you. Do you have any crazy travel stories? Like, have you ever come across, like ghosts or something on the side of the road, seen some horror
Mhm.
stuff, come around or whatever.
Yeah, nothing, honestly, nothing weird has ever happened to me traveling. I will say I get pulled over only when I'm traveling for shows. I've
Mm,
probably last year alone got pulled, and never even if it's just me driving, it's no matter whose car I'm in, I'm bound to get pulled over once a month. It always happens. So I'd say that's probably my only bad luck. If I'm driving for anything personal, I never get pulled over, but every time I go to a show, I get pulled over for something. And it's ridiculous, cops. Stop pulling me over. I'm just trying to get home. I'm tired.
that's right. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Yeah, just let the people we gotta get home. Everybody gotta get home. Go hit the
Mhm.
hay and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Long drives. Some people have long drives.
Exactly.
That's right. So now, before I pass on back to Remy, I do want to say, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, coming on and blessing us with your presence and stuff. I had an
Absolutely. You're
awesome
welcome.
time and stuff, and I can't wait to see Saturday you out there. Going out there kicking butt or whatever. So
Mhm.
yeah, and after that, I hope you go around, the country and all that, kicking butt everywhere you go,
Exactly.
collecting gold. After that, hitting worldwide. So you'll be like out there just
Exactly.
yeah, holding gold just like this, you know what I mean? So wish
You get
nothing
it.
but the
You get
positive
it.
vibes for you and all that, you know what I mean?
Much appreciated. Someone here has good taste. Thank you. And also thank you for doing your research and having some facts about me, unlike somebody else here.
I tried a little bit, a little bit.
Kaitlyn, it was an honor to have you on our show. You know, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. And, we look forward to seeing you do your thing in CCW. Hopefully, you know, we see you going after the tag team titles or even, the big title, the main title, the one that I
The
don't
one
really
that belongs to me, absolutely.
pretty
Kylan
much,
Yeah,
King
yeah.
has.
Hmm.
pretty
I think
much.
that's what we were trying to say. And yeah, and anybody watching this, if you haven't already gotten your tickets for the show, you're an idiot. But if you're in the area, you better be out there to support me and watch me absolutely dominate and make you fall in love with me. And if you can't be there, you better be streaming it on Title Match Network. If it's not streaming, just get Title Match anyways because they have so much good stuff and you can watch it eventually. And then still root for me and tag me online about how great I am. Okay, sorry, keep going.
That's fine. That's fine. That's pretty cool. You did better than me because I would just say I
I know.
tend to go on a long spiel as to why you should go to CCW. If you're in Houston, Delaware, or surrounding areas, or if you work at the airport and you got them buddy passes, why you should head on down there and so on. So you pretty much covered it. So once again, Kaitlyn, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you dominate in CCW. Before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out where your next appearance is, purchase Kaitlyn Marie merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Absolutely. When you should be reaching out to me soon if you are watching this. I'm Kaitlyn Marie Pro on absolutely everything. I keep it very simple again, branding. So if you find me on there, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the TikTok, as the kids say. Just on all the social media. So find me, reach out to me, buy my stuff. I like it.
Awesome. So y'all heard, definitely go ahead and cop that Kaitlyn Marie merch. If you can't make the shows that she's on, that's another way you can support indie wrestling is to cop the merchandise that the pro wrestlers have as well too. So definitely go out there and support. That's where 99% of your AEW and WWE superstars come from. It is the indie circuit. If you don't support indie wrestling, well, I'm gonna just have Rob Bass there come to your house and eat out all your food. Like I said, you see how he's skinny, he'll do it. Next thing you know, you go into your fridge, all you're gonna see is a skipper rope. That means you gotta skip that meal because Rob done ate all your food. So,
Good.
support indie wrestling. And with that
I'm on
being said,
Operation Fat Rob too.
there you go. He'll make it happen like a captain. So with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyes are getting heavy. My stomach is rumbling. That means it's time for dinner and a nap. Maybe not in that order, but before I indulge in those activities, Rob Bass, the Sean Spence to my Burton Guster, the Tommy to my Ghost, the Bubba Ray to my Devon, and the Charlie Haas to my Shelton Benjamin. Where
Do
can
you guys
fans?
need a room? Because I can get out of here. It sounds like I'm interrupting something.
No, 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 no.
Oh yeah,
Then
no,
wrap
you're
it
good
up.
right now.
Then wrap it
You're good
up.
right now. Yeah, no, 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 you're good. We're good until after the show. We're good.
Oh, good, good.
She got jokes, but yeah. Where can fans find out on social media when they want to, talk wrestling, uh, find out where next appearances, purchase Rob Base merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Rob_base82, and then Facebook, Rob Base. And then, yes, Saturday, March 11th, 1CW, CCW. We got two shows for the price of one, Houston, Delaware. You don't want to miss that. We have championship matches. We have tag matches. We have street fight matches. There's going to be ladder matches. We got everything you want in wrestling out there.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Just, yeah, it's good. It's so much fun. You know what I mean? You better get tickets now, like our guest earlier was saying. If you don't get it, what's wrong with you or whatever. It's two shows for the price of one. Doors open at 5. Bell times at 6. You know what I mean? Bring the whole family or whatever. You know what I mean? You'll have a great time. You won't regret it.
Awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I say a lot of cool stuff, but I do go to a lot of cool places these days. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Remy Blue. Just came back from Seattle. Gonna be going somewhere else really cool as well. I do a lot of traveling, so trust me, if you want to find out some cool spots, follow me on those accounts. And I'm also on Facebook under the alias, you guessed it, Remy Blue. So you can definitely just follow me on there too as well. But however, our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. And Mr. Litriel says, all you idiots, get your tickets, watch the baddest chick in the game. Awesome. Benny, I don't know if you're a manager or a fan, but if you want to be on our show, please, by all means, hit us up. You seem like an interesting character. Going back to our podcast. We're also on Spotify. We're also on Teespring, where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We got t-shirts, we got tank tops, we have hoodies, we have long sleeve shirts. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So definitely, check us out. We got a lot of cool designs. And all proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. They do not go back into our pockets. As a matter of fact, y'all know it's March. So what's in March? St. Patrick's Day. And with that being said, we have the Ringside Society and St. Patrick's Day apparel for y'all. So definitely check us out. You won't be disappointed. And last but not least, we have a YouTube channel where we have cool interviews like this one, like the one we have with Marcello, who's actually the owner of CCW, the Renegade Twins, who are going to be Kaitlyn Marie's opponents
Mm.
this weekend, and many other great men and women as well too. So definitely check us out on YouTube. All you gotta do is go on there, type in Ringside Society, and once you see that really beautiful, gorgeous, dark blue and light blue yin yang sound with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. Matter of fact, hey yo, Rob Bass, should I hit him with it? Should I hit him with it? Should I? Can I kick it?
Am I gonna get
Yes,
kicked
you
here?
can. Yeah,
Come
my
on, man.
mic is muted.
You're supposed to get come on. So
My
tomorrow
bad.
we have Sean Carlson, same time, same place, here on Ringside Society. Next Monday, we have none other than New York-based wrestler and your tag team opponent for this Saturday, Sammy Chaos. That's right,
Lucky
Sammy.
her.
That's next Monday as well. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that as well. And with that being said, we just want to thank everybody tuning in live tonight. We really and truly appreciate it. You know, we try our best to be one of the not try. We strive to be one of the best wrestling podcasts a wrestling fan could and should listen to, and we will not stop doing that. To those y'all that are listening later on, we get a chance. Thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away. Well, like myself at the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at the Taco Festival, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we're very well and aware. Everybody and their grandparents and their parents of a podcast. But guess what? We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. You know what? I think I'm gonna put that on a shirt real soon. Sounds kind of cool. With that being said, hey yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, one time for Capital Championship Wrestling Battle of the Thrones, and one CW this Saturday, March 11th, and one time for Kaitlyn Marie, drink enthusiast, gym despiser, and the girl that's going to show the Renegade Twins,
The
just like
woman, the woman.
the woman, my bad. Sorry about that. A little bit too much caffeine. The woman who's going to be one half the tag team that's going to show the Renegade Twins that just like Wu Tang, she ain't nothing to beep with.
Period.
Woo!
What type of podcast are you? Are
The
we?
Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast. And with that being said, we just want to say, we've noticed that there's some drama out there. We're not going to get into it because we always do a positivity when we're on this show. We try our best. We're not going to address it, but we just got to say this. Do us these 4 favors, just 4 favors. It's not a lot. Stay safe, stay excellent. No, stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware. Bye.